Good Friday, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Conversation Daily News. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. Well, we made it to the end of another week, and can you believe halfway through the month of July already? That's crazy. We, of course, have your news headlines coming up on this Friday. We have a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. And in today's Entertainment Spotlight, you've been part of my conversation with Marita de Lara, discussing her extraordinary career in the arts. You guys know her mainly as an actress. You guys are going to love this chat. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Friday headlines. In international news, Biden and Lapid agreed to stop Iran nuclear program, differ on how. U.S. President Joe Biden and the Israeli Prime Minister stood side by side on Thursday and declared they would not allow Iran to become a nuclear power. They parted ways, though, on how to get there. Biden, in a joint news conference after a one-on-one meeting with the Israeli leader, said he still wants to give diplomacy a chance. Moments later, Lapid insisted the words alone won't stop Tehran's nuclear ambitions. While Biden suggested his patience with Iran was running low, he held out hope that Iran can be persuaded to rejoin a dormant deal intended to prevent it from building a nuclear weapon. I continue to believe that diplomacy is the best way to achieve this outcome, Biden said on the second day of a 4-day visit to Israel and Saudi Arabia. It's his first trip to the Middle East as president. Biden's emphasis on a diplomatic solution contrasted with Lapid, who said Iran must face a real threat of force before it will agree to give up on its nuclear ambitions. Words will not stop them, Mr. President. Diplomacy will not stop them, Lapid said. The only thing that will stop Iran is knowing that if they continue to develop the nuclear program, the free world will use force. Lapid suggested that he and Biden were in agreement despite his tougher rhetoric toward Iran. I don't think there is a light between us, he said. We cannot allow Iran to become nuclear. Biden, too, said, we will not, let me say it again, we will not allow Iran to acquire a nuclear weapon. The Iranian president lashed out at the U.S. and its regional allies for stoking instability in the region, state-run IRNA news agency reported. Any mistake by the Americans and their allies in the region and the world will be met with a harsh and regrettable response, the Iranian president said. Biden warned that his patience is wearing thin for Iran to rejoin the nuclear deal, a day after saying he'd be willing to use force against Tehran as a last resort. In national news, Alex Murdaugh charged with murder and deaths of wife and son. More than 13 months after the disgraced South Carolina attorney Alex Murdaugh called 911 after finding his wife and son shot outside their home, a grand jury indicted him Thursday on murder charges in their killings. But the legal documents shed little light on the ongoing mystery over the deaths that captivated the public, who have clicked on hundreds of stories and podcasts detailing the dozens of other criminal charges that have piled up in the months since Murdaugh's wife and their son were killed on June 7, 2021. Murdaugh, 54, has repeatedly denied any role in the deaths, saying he was visiting his mother and ailing father and discovered his son and wife slain when he returned to their estate. Alex wants his family, friends, and everyone to know that he did not have anything to do with the murders of Maggie and Paul. He loved them more than anything in the world, his defense attorney said in a statement. Each murder indictment was one paragraph with exactly one new detail, accusing Murdaugh of killing his wife with a rifle and his son with a shotgun. They include no details on how police linked Murdaugh to the deaths after 13 months of investigation, or why a man who had no criminal history and was part of a wealthy, well-connected family that dominated the legal community in tiny Hampton County might have wanted to kill his own family members. Murdaugh also was charged Thursday with 2 counts of possession of a weapon during a violent crime, according to the indictments from a grand jury. In more national news, Clintons interview Kim Kardashian and Steinem on Apple TV show. Hillary Rodham Clinton and her daughter Chelsea will interview the likes of Kim Kardashian, Megan Thee Stallion, and Gloria Steinem for a streaming series that debuts in 2 months. Apple TV said Thursday that Gutsy will debut on its service on September the 9th. In the 8-part series, the former Secretary of State and 2016 Democratic presidential nominee and her daughter also talked to Dr. Jane Goodall, Wanda Sykes, Amy Schumer, Goldie Hawn, Kate Hudson, and others, Apple TV said. The series is based on the Clintons' book, The Book of Gutsy Women. The Clintons' new production company and Apple's deal to produce the docuseries was announced last year, but now it is revealing the premiere date and list of interview subjects. In sports, Oregon tight end and social media star dies of head injury. Oregon Ducks tight end Spencer Webb has died after falling and striking his head on rock slides at a popular swimming lake near Eugene, Oregon, authorities said. The 22-year-old, who was expected to play his fifth football season at the University of Oregon this fall, was found about 100 yards down a steep trail Wednesday afternoon at Triangle Lake. And finally, in business news, U.S. stocks fall as J.P. Morgan releases weak earnings and a warning. Stocks fell broadly in afternoon trading on Wall Street Thursday, and banks were among the biggest weights on the market, following weak earnings and a warning from J.P. Morgan Chase. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's now time for a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. Enjoy. Good Friday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Words I Choose to Live By. Always keep this in mind. No one can live your life better than you. So today, let's get about living it to the fullest. Have an amazing Friday and enjoy your weekend. Marita de Lara is featured in today's Entertainment Spotlight right here on Conversations Daily News. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with Entertainment Spotlight. Actress Marita de Lara joined me on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about her extraordinary career in the arts. Here's a bit of our conversation.
You've kind of been involved in all aspects of the arts. What has that been like for you, Marita, to be able to do what you love and to see the hard work paying off for you?
It's divine. Every time I get to do my art, whether it's singing or acting or dancing, it's like touching the sun. It's so happy and joyful. I just know it's such a blessing to be able to do what you love.
And that's one of the things that I did not know, and because you mentioned that in one of the interviews about how this all began for you with dancing and singing, and then the acting, you being recognized for that. Did you always know, though? Did you always know that if you had the opportunity, that you would be able to shine?
I didn't know that, but I always had that childlike thing where you would pretend, and I'd pretend to be Debbie Allen or or Rita Moreno or whoever I loved, and I was like, well, if I can pretend to be them and have those feelings, then maybe I can do it too.
Well, to fast forward to 2022, I mean, your talent has definitely made room for you, and most recently, of course, people have seen you in the movie Hidden Gems, but as I mentioned, you've kind of been able to run the gamut of, being able to do stage, doing television, of course, doing films. Do you still have those pinch me moments at this point, Marita, about, you're being able to do exactly what you love to do?
I do. I recently got to work on Sex Lives of College Girls, and it was on the Warner Brothers set, and just even driving on that lot and you see all the names and the tradition of film around you, and I still have that awe.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning into this edition of Conversations Daily News. We'll be back on Monday with more news, message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By, and of course your Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. Now let's go make it a great one.